Hi guys! So today I'm going to be talking about the Jumbo Roller Cane Tip. This tip that I have here is a hook tip, like that, and I use it with a folding aluminum cane. There's proof. And it is from Ambutech. Both the cane and the tip are from Ambutech. So the Jumbo Roller, I've had this one for a few years now. I only really used it on and off since that time, but in the past couple of months, I've been hardcore with it all the time. And I like it a lot. So for a little description, it's a circle, basically, kind of like a flat circle, very short cylinder, I suppose. And it's maybe 2 inches or 1.5 inches in diameter. Try to point that. And it is fixed to the cane at a 90-degree angle in the center, and the tip itself actually rolls from side to side, a little bit like a marshmallow roller or the way a ball tip rolls. So this works pretty well for me. I live in both an urban and a suburban area. My college campus is really in a city. The college campus itself is a little bit old, so there's a lot of large cracks in the sidewalk, and where places have been repaved, there's bricks, and they tend to be a little bit bumpy and uneven, and this cane has worked really well for me over that, actually. I was a little bit surprised looking at the shape. You would think maybe it kind of gets stuck in things, but it does pretty well. So I both use it for sweeping and for just putting in front of me and kind of pushing it in front, and that's just when I know there's no obstacles, I'm really just looking for a step or something like that. And it does well with that too, actually. You don't have to sweep it to use it efficiently, in my opinion. It is a little bit loud when I'm especially, say, on a paved path with like little stones in the path, or even on brick. It does get pretty noisy, but I guess that's what you get when you use a constant contact rolling tip. But it's not a big deal, and when you hit things that way, you get a good audio feedback as well as tactile feedback with the cane. The one thing with this cane, though, is that it really doesn't do well in outdoor places. Even if it's just grass that's relatively flat, this tip tends to get a little bit stuck in those situations, and especially gravel and sand. It kind of just digs into it, and you're just kind of pushing it around, and you have a hard time moving forward with this tip. So if you're going somewhere like that, definitely go with something maybe more like a ball or the Rover freewheeling tip. But like I said, it does really well in urban, suburban sidewalks, even when they're slightly bumpy. This cane can handle it pretty well. And another big thing with this tip is that it's kind of an in-between. So it's bigger and heavier than the marshmallow, but lighter and smaller than the ball, and it can handle bigger cracks than the marshmallow, but less than the ball. And so where it kind of comes in handy is if you're someone who wants to use both 2-point touch and constant contact, this tip is a little bit better, especially if you're in an area that the marshmallow or a marshmallow roller can't quite do as well with. So if you're looking for a really versatile cane, the Jumbo Roller is great. So you can get this off of Ambutech, which I will link below, and I really recommend checking it out. As you can see, mine is worn down, the nylon's a little bit piled up there on the side, so I'm definitely going to be getting a new one because I do really like this tip. I also have an article on my blog where I have listed all the cane tips I could find with descriptions and pictures and everything you might want to know about all the different tips. So if you're in the market for a new tip for specific reasons, definitely check that out, which will be linked below. And I hope that this video helped you out on figuring out if the Jumbo Roller is right for you, and I will see you next time.